Hello, and welcome to Lesson 6 of Body Percussion with me, Mr. Cooper. Before we begin, make sure you've got a paper and a pen, and your knowledge organiser if you've got this at home. Of course, you can also use a PowerPoint or Word if you want to send your work through to your teacher. Okay, starting with a retrieval practice. What is an ostinato? What does the word timbre mean? This is one of the musical elements, just in case you need a little clue there with timbre. What voice sounds can we use for a drum kit? What word describes a sound we can create using our voice? And what does a cappella mean? Okay, I'm just going to give you 20 seconds to answer those questions and then we'll go through the answers. Okay, and let's have a look at our answers. What is an ostinato? So we've done this quite a lot in the past. A short repeated pattern of rhythm or music. What does the word timbre mean? This is the type of sound created by an instrument. What voice sounds can we use for a drum kit? So this is what we were doing in the beatboxing lesson last week. So we've got B, T, Th. And what word describes a sound we can create using our voice? And that is beatboxing. What does the word accompaniment mean? So this is to sing or play an instrument with a piano or band. So an accompaniment is when it's got a backing track, a band or a piano or other instrument. So a cappella is a choir without accompaniment. So our learning objective for today is to understand how contemporary composers can create body percussion, and also success criteria to be able to understand the makings of a contemporary composition. So Steve Reich is a contemporary classical composer. He was born in 1936 in New York. He uses a lot of repetition in his music, so a lot of ostinatos like we've just done in the retrieval practice. May use the same rhythm but played by multiple instruments to build up the harmony and texture. He likes to create colourful timbres, so lots of different instruments. And Steve Reich is a mix of all genres, the style of classical music, but with the sound and techniques used in pop music and modern day music. Here's a little more information on the composer Steve Reich.
Shimmering, quivering, rippling. Musical notes are chattering and gathering together. Hundreds of individual notes creating one sound. The sound of, well, what? What does this music make you imagine? What do you see? What do you feel? To me, it's sparkling sunlight, or like floating in a bath of music. I love this music, and I'm a big fan of its composer, a man called Steve Reich. He'd been trained in the world of classical music, but he was hungry for other sounds too. Steve Reich loved classical composers like Bach and Stravinsky, but he also loved the world of African drumming with its repeating rhythms, the world of jazz with its playful improvisation, and the world of pop with its simple, short melodies. In the 1960s, some people thought all these different musical worlds and audiences were separate. Steve Reich didn't. He took ideas from all of these worlds and created a new sound that was for anyone. Anyone who wanted to open their ears. What a trailblazer! This new sound world Steve Reich helped to invent was called minimalism. Minimalism is all about taking music back to a very few, or minimal, parts. Beats, rhythms, slowly changing and repeating patterns that help us hear the music in a new, maybe clearer way. So rather than one long unfolding melody and complicated harmonies, rather than that, in a Steve Reich piece you might hear a very short motif or rhythmic pattern repeated over and over and over. These patterns are made by taking one repeating beat, then adding another slightly different rhythm, and another.
And one for luck.
Suddenly, we're not listening to 4 different rhythms, but one exciting combined rhythmic pattern. Get clapping and try it yourself.
So what I want you to do is to create a piece of clapping music that you've just seen an example of in the video about Steve Reich. Use each box for one beat, put an X or a circle in the box you want to clap on. Continue this for multiple players. You could ask a sibling or a parent to play along if they can, to the other parts. And here is your grid. So we've got 8 beats across the top. You can use the top line to create yours. Then a parent or sibling might want to create one in the next boxes. So watch the following clip of the clever technique Steve Reich does to his piece. Can you improve your piece by using a technique such as this? Have a look. So now you've seen the clip clapping music by Steve Reich, see how you can improve your piece. And we're just going to end with one of my favourite Steve Reich pieces. This is called Electric Counterpoint for guitar. and the textures that he creates on the guitar are absolutely amazing. So hope you like it. Thank you very much for attending today's learning session. Remember to submit any work to musicdepartment@smirchus.com, or of course you can use your teacher's email address s.cooper@smirchus.com or s.millington@smirchus.com. See you all next time.